Jiro here for Umbra Games with a review of Super Lucky's Tale, a Microsoft Play Anywhere title, meaning console-wise is exclusive to Xbox One, but can also be played on Windows 10. The game is Playful Corp's first title, and was released the same day as Xbox One X, November 7th, 2017. Super Lucky's Tale is a third-person platformer game where the majority takes place in 3 dimensions, but also has some stages that are more 2.5D side-scrolling, where objects can come at you from the background and you can also take trips into it. He plays a fox named Lucky who must journey through the chapters of the Book of Ages in order to stop the cat armies called the Kitty Litter and their leader named Jinx. Lucky can run around, jump, and double jump, and can also spin around to whip his tail in an attack. Using the trigger buttons, Lucky can tunnel underground, Bugs Bunny style, and resurfaces in a small leap. Most enemies have to be jumped on in order to defeat them, while the tail often only stuns. While your skills can be sharpened with a bit of practice, I will admit I had some difficulty at times making clean, easy jumps on enemies, trying to judge appropriate distances in the 3D space. The camera angles are pretty limited, allowing you to shuffle to a few different angles in 3D, but never all the way around, and never letting you get a glimpse behind. Basically like you're looking through a window at Lucky and the camera can never face you. Sometimes while backtracking a little bit, I'd even get objects blocking my vision as the camera tried to pass through them. Fortunately, you have 3 hearts, so you can take some damage from the misguided jump on enemies and keep going, with the occasional life restoring heart to be found. You also get a complete life refill at a checkpoint. Had a few issues here and there with the edges of platforms as well. I'm not sure if it's because Lucky runs on all 4s, so it's harder to judge that collision, but he will grab the edge sometimes also, and other times I'd find myself sliding right off. Had to learn to overcorrect a lot of jumps just in case. Again, that's something you can deal with once you learn the rules, as the behavior was fairly consistent. Like a traditional hub world platformer, Lucky must venture into themed levels to gather collectibles. In this case, 4-leaf clovers. There are 117 total that could be found. There were 4 clovers in each level, 1 for gathering 300 money, coins, gems, and whatnot, 1 hidden one usually found in secret foxholes or triggered challenge events, 1 for collecting the letters of Lucky, L-U-C-K-Y, and 1 for completing the stage. Levels can be retried as often as you like to go back for clovers you may have missed. The game actually has a decent number of objectives, so you don't always feel like you're simply going for the goal. This includes things like retrieving golem heads, performing enemy elimination tasks, or finding and flipping switches for various NPCs. The 2D levels also add a lot to vary up that gameplay. There are a couple forms of mini-games for clovers accessible in each of the 4 hubs that also break up the levels. One set is a push fox statues onto plus squares, where they slide until they hit something in the direction that you push. Another set of games is that like the old Labyrinth board game, where Lucky is trapped in a marble and instead of moving him, you shift the direction of the floor to collect coins. The coins you gather do accumulate across all worlds, and you can use them at shops found in each hub to purchase a new hat and outfit for Lucky. They are purely aesthetic, but it was nice to have something to spend them on. With those 4 hub worlds also comes 4 cat bosses that taunt you as you make your progress through their world before finally facing them in a small arena, usually required dodging a lot and tail whipping something back at them. The inability to spin the camera to get a better view on what's coming your way is probably the most difficult aspect of the final boss, and that's unfortunate because game control / mechanics should be difficult to neutral. I find myself wondering just a bit why it was so important this game go out on the same day as Xbox One X and boast 4K graphics. Remember way back in the day on regular Xbox, the first time I hooked it up to an HD TV and playing True Crime, it was high definition 720p, but there was no detail to take advantage of that. I mean, showing a solid color in 4K doesn't enhance anything. While the art style in Super Lucky's Tale was fine and a workable choice for the product, it had a relatively small color palette without a whole lot of detail. Just makes me wonder if it was sold that way because it dipped below proper frame rate on anything other than the Xbox One X model. The game is made in Unity, which is not always the best performing engine out there for sure. There is some DLC available for the game at the time of the making of this review. Gilly's Island is $5 and provides another world and more clovers to go after. I've read it's a couple hours worth of content, and I got about 5 to 6 out of the base game, collecting 87 of 117 clovers for that release price of $30. And the DLC is reportedly another couple, so if you're enjoying the game still, by the time you finish, you can get more for a reasonable price. The platformer like this doesn't show up as often today in this console generation, especially on non-Nintendo systems. But if you find yourself craving some, Super Lucky's Tale can quench that urge. It has colorful worlds, more objectives than just get to the end, a good mix of 2D and 3D gameplay, albeit with some oft questionable camera views, a bit slippery on the platform edges, and a bit of difficulty with enemy jumping precision. Rated as a 3D collection platformer, Super Lucky's Tale hits a 58 out of 100 on my true 0 to 100 scale, where 50 is an average game. This is Jiro for Umbra Games. Thanks for watching.